What's up, everyone? Welcome to the latest Rewind Theater for the latest Resistance 3 trailer. I'm Greg Miller, alongside He Only Does Everything, Colin Moriarty. Beyond. Colin.
Yes.
We're just a month out from Resistance 3.
We are.
How excited are you?
Very excited.
Great.
So excited.
Tell me, so for people catching up, what the hell is happening?
All right,
in
we'll
this
stop it
trailer?
right here first. I mean, this is a terraforming machine. This is what the Chimera have been doing to Earth. They're trying to make it colder. The conditions of their home planet are presumably colder, so this is what they're trying to do. If you let the video play a little bit more, however, I started to think that maybe this has to do with the Chimeran Tower Network. We can stop it here. In Resistance lore, the American government finds a tower in Nevada. In Resistance 2, we see a tower in Chicago, which would be kind of to the northeast.
Oh, so you're saying the one closest here on the screen, if we do the whoomp whoomp.
Right.
This is the one closest to the screen. This is in Nevada. Chicago over in the distance. And what the hell is that crazy wormhole?
And then that's New York City. That's obviously the wormhole. The Chimera are up to some nefarious deeds, Greg, and they're doing something in New York City. But I don't think this necessarily has anything to do with the tower network itself. I think these are just the terraforming machines, a totally separate thing.
Making Earth into a planet that they can inhabit without those heating packs they wear.
Indeed.
Or cold cooling packs.
Yes, they are cooling packs. They don't want heating packs.
No, that would kill them.
So we'll keep playing. We've seen all of this stuff. We'll let it go. I've played the first 4 hours of the game or so. This is all from that. You'll see Capelli running around with his friend Tommy Dean.
Tommy Dean, the heir to the Jimmy Dean fortune. He would have some sausages coming out his nose if the Chimera had an attack.
Indeed, and they're getting attacked by a Goliath, a huge machine that Resistance fans are familiar with. But right here, we'll see the old man. Now, who's this old man? Well, he's Malakov.
And he's the big one.
And he is basically a doctor that has been with the Chimera since the very beginning, been researching them. He's now in the middle of the United States searching for Capelli because they need to go to New York City. But as we let this play out, we'll find out that Susan, Capelli's wife, thinks that maybe he wants to stay with them, but that's not it at all. He wants Capelli to leave the survivor group in Oklahoma and go with him.
The whole problem here, right, is that Malakov came in and he led the Resistance, or I'm sorry, the Chimera to the Resistance.
Indeed.
And ruined everything.
Indeed. So they're under attack. It's his fault, but it's for the greater good.
Oh, the greater good. Okay.
And now, if we're seeing. First of all, we'll get to the hair in a second, I guess, Greg.
Okay.
But if we rewind just a little bit, this could be any city. I think this is New York City. I think this is obviously I think this is the Chrysler Building. I could be wrong. I think everything else is kind of nondescript.
Completed in the 1930s.
Indeed, 1930, the building went up and it was completed. So,
but you see here, if you do the womp womp up on the top, I think these legs you see up there are actually a Chimera thing because it doesn't look exactly like the Chrysler Building. Right. Nothing looks like it. The Chimera have invaded. They've destroyed a lot of stuff. They're doing some kind of craziness up there.
Right, but we know that the game ends up in New York City, so presumably this is New York City. It looks like quite a big city.
Insomniac always describes it as a road trip, right? That it's these two guys going from Oklahoma to New York to actually stop the thing, and that's why this looks, I think, so much worse than everything else you've seen. This is like the heart of Chimera country.
Right, and this is very reminiscent of London was it was snowing in London in July and Fall of Man and all the lore. So this is what the terraforming machines have been doing. So if we play it a little bit further and then stop on this new character with the beautiful hair.
Oh my gosh, the Fonz.
What one of our friends here has called the Fonz. Yes, the Fonz of Resistance. Where he gets that hair product, I don't know.
Who is he?
This is Charlie Tent. Now, he's a member of the St. Louis Resistance. Okay. Now, when I was playing my preview build, it stopped right around when we met these guys, so I don't know much about them yet. But he's, his group is helping Capelli and Malakov get to New York City.
Cool.
So we'll keep going, we'll keep playing, we'll keep going. We've seen all of this
right
before.
Here, yeah, this is the most important thing, right? Because Capelli doesn't want to leave Haven, Oklahoma. Right. He wants to stay there with his family and have a good final, however much long his life is. However, Susan convinces him to go because if they don't go, everybody's dead no matter what.
Right. Malakov basically insinuates that they can't really survive another winter under these Chimeran climate conditions, so he needs to go. It's for the greater good. Here you see one of the terraforming machines seemingly destroying Haven. I assume it's Haven, Oklahoma, because there is a church there that you fight around near the beginning of the game, so I assume that's the town you
Strikes me right here, right? This is like the cutscene after you leave your family.
Yeah.
You walk away and you turn back and you see everything you were fighting for destroyed.
Right.
Not your family, they've been evacuated, but the town you were living in.
And there's Susan and his child saying goodbye to him. Very sad. He's got the Chimeran teeth around his neck, which is a nice touch.
It's a horrible touch. Rewind that.
You don't like it?
Rewind it a little bit and we'll look at it. Yeah, it was so stupid.
Why?
What a dumb necklace. Because he's dressed in regular clothes outside of that. And not to mention, you're telling me you're hiding from the Chimera, and so you want something walking around that's going to be all jingle-jangly on your neck. You want to look like a freaking idiot.
It's not jewelry. What I appreciate is that even in the apocalypse, they have a fashion sense. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, Susan looks great.
Susan does look great. So we'll keep going, we'll keep going. We've seen all this stuff. He's escaping, he's getting out. He's going to go with Malakov at this point. But here's another thing I want to stop. Now, this is a nice touch I like. People that are familiar with Resistance know. These are Chimeran hybrids. These are the basic Chimerans. And they have cooling packs on their back, which they probably won't need if they successfully terraform Earth. But if you shoot the cooling packs instead of shooting at them, they tend to explode, which is a nice way to take out not only that Chimera, but everyone around him. So if you let it play out, you'll see it explode, which is a nice little touch. I like that. And here's Capelli talking again, and then here we have a Ravager, which is an advanced Chimera. I think he has an atomizer, I'm not positive. And this guy, I fought a few of them when I went to St. Louis. They mean business. Great.
Really?
Yes.
They're not pushovers?
No,
they look like that.
Not like those hybrids.
Okay.
So things start to get interesting. I mean, we see, he's using the Rossmore. There's various weapons. The Chimera obviously using their bullseye. And if we let it play out a little bit longer, we see our friend Capelli using a bullseye himself, and he's using the tag feature, which lets him shoot around corners, and he can target multiple Chimera at the same time.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is new. I've used the tag feature before. I don't remember it getting to being 3. Maybe I didn't, because you can upgrade your weapons this time around as you go, right? You couldn't do that before in old Resistances.
No, I mean, I very rarely use the tag feature at all, but I only remember being able to tag one guy, and then he would run around a corner.
Yeah, exactly. I never remember. This looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Also, up there in the right-hand corner, you see the little Resistance logo there. I'm guessing a defunct plane. A battle went wrong here. And over in the left, a long legs that leap. One of my favorite creatures in the game here.
So we'll let it play out from here just for a few more seconds. Now, this is an interesting scene right here.
Of course, they're using an HK from Terminator 2.
Indeed, indeed. Okay. The Hunter-Killer is on the scene. It's a nice universe crossover. So when I was at San Diego Comic-Con, I moderated the Resistance panel there. They went over a lot of these scenes. A lot of this is motion capture. These are real people that had captured this footage, did the real voice acting while they were acting, and they were able to capture the real essence of what the movement would be like, which I think is pretty cool.
For a lot of Sony first-party games, it seems they've been doing that ever since Uncharted, right? Because that's one of the reasons I think people connect with Uncharted so much, is that it's so real.
Indeed. And so we let it play out further. We see the train. I don't know how in God's name there's a running train in the United States at this point. Everyone's dead. But now here we have Widowmakers coming and attacking the train. Everything's on fire. There seems to be some plant life here, though, so it seems like maybe the Chimera haven't quite gotten this far yet to terraform this area. But and obviously Malikov here says "My God," which is clearly an Independence Day reference.
There it is, my God.
And those Widowmakers mean business. And finally, the trailer concludes with
the logo we all know and so well. You see there down at the bottom of the screen, obviously the Chimeran teeth there. They're actually New York things showing you're going to New York. Statue of Liberty in the A, some buildings up in the I. It's it's pretty clear that this is a road trip, buddy comedy. Gonna have some good times.
Indeed.
Let it go a little bit further. You'll see the release date there. What is it, Colin?
It's September 6th, 2011.
All right.
In the United States, anyway.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you are the Resistance. We are IGN.com. For all the Resistance 3 news and podcast beyond news you love, check out IGN.com.
Beyond.